Welcome to the garden. Today I'm going to be transplanting some succulents, and there's a few different ways you can do this. With this Groptopetalum, or ghost plant, some of the leaves will actually fall and set root by themselves. This one's, you can see, it's actually got some new growth. It has a few different roots. Or you can maybe find one that's rooting by itself on the plant, like this one in the front. It has some roots at the base. So I'm going to take that one and cut it just past the root. Doesn't matter if it loses a leaf or two, it's fine. Just like this. So this little root is going to start growing, and what you want to do is just set this out for a few days and let this heal before you plant it. They really like to be dry, and they have so much moisture in the leaves that they can survive for quite a long time. So this is going to be planted out, just burying the roots after a few days for the wound to heal. You can remove some of the lower leaves. You can actually remove larger leaves and try and get them to sprout by just leaving them out, just like we do to let this heal. So don't throw out any leaves that fall, because they may actually sprout. Now these will actually flower for you if they're in the really good spot, and they'll sprout a new crown like this guy, and it'll shoot maybe 10 inches, 12 inches long and produce a little flower. And that you could probably grow from seed, but it's really easy to propagate, and they just shoot up new stuff all the time too. There's 2 new pieces of growth right there. So if I orient the sun this way, this spot that's opened up a lot of sunlight will sprout these 2 new ones, and they'll grow nice and tall. There's some more roots in here that I may end up taking even more cuttings. But we're going to move on to what's called a baby necklace. And these are really nice because they're vertical. Succulents tend to be kind of low a lot of the time, but these are one of the few that grow nice and tall. Now you can see some of them have gone a little awry. This one's nice and long, but it's long in the weird direction. So I'm going to be cutting these back, and just like our other succulent, there we go, they can regrow from this point. They may even fork and give you 2 plants, but you can also plant the tip that you cut. I'm going to just cut it right here where it starts to bend, and then you can strip some of the leaves down low, just like this, and you can keep these to see if they'll sprout too, because they may actually root for you. So we're getting a whole bunch of tries at a new plant. We're getting one from the cutting, we're getting some from the stripping, and then this cutting here, which can leave in the open air for a few days, just like our other one, and then maybe put it in some water or just stick it in some moist soil, and that should do really fine. But these also grow roots. There's some down here. All those roots are popping out from a new plant. So those can be taken off of this cluster, and it just happens to be one that I don't mind losing. Look at that, that's beautiful. Look at all those roots. So this is ready to go in the soil right away. That's a really nice one. But anytime you have leaves that would be under the soil line, you want to try and remove those. So I'm just going to remove this one and this one, so that when we plant this under the soil, we're not going to be burying any leaves to decompose. So my favorite vessel for these is terracotta with a plastic base. So a lot of people will tell you they need lots of drainage, but they just need to be able to dry out. And terracotta breathes all the way through. You could use a terracotta base, but then if you set your plant on a windowsill or something, water can actually leach out through the base and damage whatever wood you have on your window. But they're really easy to plant out. Just bury the roots like that, and that's ready to go. You could even take your cutting and just stick that in. It'll probably be fine and start to grow roots for you. And since this is a nice open pot, we can just put our little pulled off leaves right on the surface, and maybe they'll start to sprout too. So I'm just going to take all the cuttings that are kind of wacky and reaching out, because I like these ones here. They're nice and contained. These ones aren't so bad, but this one is growing way out of control. So I'm going to take another one right down here. It doesn't really matter where you cut it, but where you cut can fork, so lower down is a good spot. And then just like our other cutting, we're going to strip some of the leaves down at the base and save all these because they may sprout. And our succulent garden is on the way to multiplying. So if you've got some succulents at home, I hope you give these techniques a go. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.